To create a quote, we begin by clicking the Offer icon. The software will resume the title of the project folder. We can change the file name and then clicking Next. The offer is created within our filing structure and the software loads the product entry screen. In this screen, we can see that in the upper left part, there are the keys to save, cut, copy, paste or delete any line in the list of contents. Next to these is the icon to insert the desired equipment, and as we can see following on from this, there are some icons that have a small white triangle in the lower right corner. By pressing the corner triangle, a drop-down menu with different possibilities of functions for this command will appear. While pressing the triangle, I can select another option that I want to insert in my offer page, which can be a blank line or a page break, and go to Insert Accessories, if perhaps they were misplaced when selecting them at the time of insertion through Electronic Catalog, etc. Also, if we click this icon, it allows us to use renumbering the lines within the offer. Then, moving on, we have the Supplier Management icon, where we can apply discounts for the management of the grid, then which columns display within this grid, and to mark the product with different states. The last icon allows us to save a product that we have manually inserted within a personal library. The remaining icons direct us to print the offer or expand or compress all the various sub-levels, then show the accessories inside the offer. Now we have covered the fundamentals of the icons, we will begin the quote creation process with a few examples. We begin by clicking the eCatalog icon, which at the first start always takes a few moments to upload the whole database. And inside the eCatalog, we can see that we have access to all the libraries to which our company has been authorized to use, after requesting permissions online to download. The authorization is given within a few days by our partners, and once you have obtained the authorization to download, you can find it in the Live Update area, or the update will automatically be downloaded from the Live Update if there are no antivirus blocks. At the top, for example, we select the first consultant demo library. We can choose the language. The languages available depend on the library itself. In this instance, the library contains 5 languages. But for example, for this supplier, there is only English. Inside this search bar, we can search for a library by typing the name of the library, and all those that have this name will appear. In the central part, instead, we can search for a product. So in the search table, we can type the name of a product, the code, or the type. Therefore, gas oven will be searched if present within this library, because we are looking for Search Current, and means that we are looking in the current library. Pressing the following icon, we can perform a search in all libraries, and then typing any word within this line, we can search through all the libraries that are authorized in our catalog. In the central part, we see the file structure of all levels and sub-levels related to this library. So, for example, in horizontal cooking, there are various lines of 700mm or 900mm depth standalone units. Scrolling down to drop-in, these are the shapes that can be sunk into a worktop and then have the ability to work with the CAD drop-in command. These items cannot be previewed in the offer, but when synchronized with the CAD platform, can provide a very useful tool. We insert, for example, a standard 900mm piece of equipment and select a gas cooker with oven. We see that here there are different equipments within this level, with a short description, code, price, dimensions, and all associated information. In the central part, we have the accessories available for this equipment, and if you select one with the right button, we can also replace that accessory with something different. In this case, they are wheels instead of feet. To add the accessory, you can use the plus or double-click on the accessory. Since for this equipment, the accessory is already inserted, there is no need to insert another. The gear-shaped button options are used to set some configurations for the electronic catalog and some possibilities, so I can eventually scale the height or depth of the equipment to create special equipment. The Bug Report button is used to report a program error to our help desk, which can be related to the price, DWG, description, or anything else, and we can send a request for assistance or a report. Instead, the Distance button is mainly used in CAD for when I need to insert a machine and I need to calculate how much space I have remaining between 2 points of measurement. By pressing OK, the equipment is inserted into my offer. We see that the equipment is inserted and automatically the software has reopened the electronic catalog to allow us to continue inserting the next items of equipment. We can continue to do so by navigating to another demo library and insert another item of equipment, for example, a bain-marie. I can also add required accessories here with a double click. I select the accessories and press OK, and I can progress the required list by inserting the items one after the other. In the same process, we have inserted a piece of equipment through Electronic Catalog. We can insert it instead by typing it directly in the offer line. Then we type Demo Consultant. We select the library, and automatically the manufacturer will be selected. And then we can either through the drop-down window choose the desired model, or already knowing the product name, type some letters to initiate a search, and then select the description, and automatically the selected item will be inserted. The difference between the manual insertion method and browsing the catalog is that the accessories are not inserted, creating a slightly faster user process. When I want to type something within the command line, as you can see here, there are no accessories inserted, for example for this equipment. So, to insert an accessory related to this equipment, we have to use either the drop-down window view first and use Insert Accessories, or clicking anywhere on the line with the right button, there is a drop-down window with several options, where the first is Add Accessory. Automatically, the software will go to retrieve the accessories available for this equipment, and by double-clicking, we can go to add one or more of these as an accessory. Let's save and preview the inserted accessories related to this equipment. Let's see now instead of a quick overview of the properties and options that we can select. Selecting a piece of equipment, we see that at the bottom we have several tabs that refer to the equipment itself. In the first Product Data, we can see the particulars of the product: normal, suggested, alternative or optional, special or special alternative. The description alternative or special alternative means that the equipment is alternative concerning the equipment that precedes it in the list. So in the total of the completed offer, it will always be displayed. And if I had to modify this equipment, we see that the total of the offer decreases, while if we return, it is added in the total of our offer. We can also choose to include in the offer a piece of existing equipment because it is already owned by our client, or we can choose not to print this equipment that we have included. In the second tab, Additional Data, we see the data related to the manufacturer, supplier code, and the model containing the same information shown previously. Opening the electronic catalog, contained here is information relating to general data, additional data, connections, attachments. There is the product data with the short and long descriptions, with the data related to the packaging as dimensions and weight. Connections related to the equipment with all data and information. Attachments JPEG and DWG. And then here we also have two more tabs that are additional services. If you would like to add a service related only to this equipment that will not be reported in the final print, and the price calculation. In the tab Price Calculation, there is a scheme that refers to the possible purchase and sales discounts for this product. Returning product data, we then see at the bottom that we have the various totals of the offer with discounts or additional costs. If the quote contains groups of equipment that we want to separate into zones, to segment the items and to make the area more structured, we can do this in the following two ways. The first is by using the option we have within the drop-down menu of the equipment insertion. Insert Zone or Note. You can use the command from this menu or by pressing the right button on the line. The zone will always be inserted in the space above the selected line. Pressing the key opens the dictionary in the Zone category, in which we already have some zones inserted with the zoning code and description, and we can also insert a third one, putting code 03, and we can call it, for example, washing. We see that it is inserted inside the dictionary, and then by double-clicking on the zone, it is automatically inserted inside our offer. We see that the zone is marked with a flag and has only the zone number and description, and then listed are the zone totals for all the products inserted. The other way to enter a zone is directly from the line. As for a product, however, in this example, we only enter the zone number in the column for the zone number and then go to the description and type, for example, preparation, and press send. We see that this line is automatically recognized by Specify as a new zone, so all the next equipment inserted in our offer will be inserted under this zone. For example, we insert some other equipment and see that this equipment inserted will have the zone code relative to the zone in which it was inserted, and then the progressive numbering that continues. We also see that within the line of the zone, the totals for this zone have appeared. We can also modify the kinship relationship of the piece of equipment, in the sense of transforming a piece of equipment which is inserted as parent equipment into an accessory. So let's insert, for example, a table in this way, and then add a sink. We see that the equipment has been inserted both with the symbol of father equipment, the small blue square. To turn this sink into a table accessory, by pressing the Insert button, we see that in the drop-down menu there is Change Father to Accessory, or by pressing the right mouse button, we have the same function here too. We see that this, which before was a father equipment of which the main equipment symbol has remained, has been modified as an accessory of the table.